In this video, I want to cover alliance trials and some tips that may help you score higher. Uh, I've only seen one other tip, and it pretty much focuses on one specific hero lineup. And if you don't have those heroes, you're not really sure what else to do. So I wanted to offer some different suggestions of different heroes and how they can help you score higher. So if I click on alliance trial, right now we have a purple monster. So the color that counters purple is going to be golden or yellow. So you want to use those types of heroes to do more damage. But there's also different heroes that have special skills that can prolong your battle, and that's overall the main strategy and getting more hits. You want strong heroes and heroes that can prolong your battle. So if I challenge now, you have two tabs. You have my heroes, those are the ones that you have, and of course the higher and stronger your heroes are, the better chances you're going to have more damage. And then you also have the assisting hero tab, which is what you want to do when this first launches. So if I go back, top left corner, you can see assist. I have Ephraim because he's my strongest hero. My yellow heroes are not that strong yet, so I would probably put those instead. So there's kind of like three categories of heroes that I would suggest. One is really strong heroes, two is the ones that counter the color of the monster, and three are the ones that prolong the battle. So I would probably try to choose the other two if they were higher, and maybe able to throw Mars in there depending on what group I'm in, the alliance, what heroes they have under assisting. So I can check that out right now and maybe switch them out. So these are the choices that I can assist. You want to do that first. Every time someone uses it, you can see they used it 13 times because Ephraim really is really strong and does good damage, especially that I have him maxed out at +8. So each time he's hired, I get more alliance coins. And then the longer he's sitting there, even if he's not being hired, you still get alliance coins that way. So that's why I suggest as soon as it launches, go ahead and put a hero up there. Of course, you want to put a good hero that other people are going to want to use. All right, so if I go back to challenge now, I have Ephraim, Leah, Mars, Mantis, and then I can choose one from the assisting heroes. If I don't see an assisting hero that I think will work well, I might use my one of my other ones and not use any assisting heroes. But they have Lady M at +6, so mine is only at +4, so this is going to be better than mine. And you can also click where the stars are to try to see what their attack is. So if I click on Myers, you can see his attack score is 2,835, and Lady M is going to be lower at 2,300. But I choose Lady M because she's able to prevent the monster from gaining rage. As you can see, the death metal prevents them from gaining rage for 4 rounds. So this means if you are able to reduce the monster's rage and use this skill, it won't attack for 4 rounds, and that means you can do more damage because you're depending on how strong your heroes are, sometimes the first hit will kill them all. So I wanted to go over the different heroes. This is one suggestion. If I go to Heroes tab, not obtain, Hanyu Ichiro is a good one that every suggestion I've seen has him in has him in the lineup. But if you're not a fighter type, you may not be focused on unlocking this hero and enhancing it like me. So if I click on hero skill, you can kind of see the Pathfinder skill, the first one. It's going to erase 1 row, 1 column of tiles, dealing 200 damage. So it's a good skill. And then also when he is wiped out, he also erases all the tiles, dealing 80% damage. So this helps a lot in battle. The other one that is suggested is Samuel. If I click on hero skill, he deals 200 damage when it's activated, and he also fills a random hero's rage. So the combo for him is Samuel and Lady M. You want to, hopefully Samuel will refill Lady M's after you use it, so that way you can keep using Lady M continuously to prolong the battle. If I go back, so we go to Lady M, already covered this one. So those are the three main ones in that suggested lineup. The next one would be Mars, and he will reduce 25% of the target's rage. Right under the tactical drift, you see Chaotic Surge. He takes down the monster's rage, and if the rage bar is not filled completely, the monster won't attack. So you want to save Mars and Lady M till the monster is ready to attack. Then you want to hit both of them, and then it reduces the rage and freezes it for 4 rounds, so the monster won't hit for 4 rounds. And this is why Samuel comes in effect. After that, you hopefully use Samuel and refills Lady M. If not, you want to focus on yellow tiles and hopefully refill Lady M. And then the last hero usually is whatever strong against a strong counter or a strong hero. But those are the main lineups. If you don't have those characters, as I showed you, I don't have them all. I wanted to show you different options. So if I go to the event center and if I click on Lucky Wheel, this is where you get Hanyu, Dara, and Angela. They kind of all work similar, where they're gonna wipe out a row or a column or two. So they're kind of interchangeable. When I've used Hanyu from one of the assisting heroes, I find that he works better than Dara. That's what I have on this account. So that's one option. I went to the wrong tab. So if I go back here, I can click and see what heroes I want. The other options, we go back to my heroes tab. So that's what's, like I said before, that's what the suggestion is to use. If you don't have them, you're kind of stuck. So here are some other options. Mars reduces rage. If you don't have Mars, there are other choices. I have a graphic. I will link it in the comments below. You can grab it and share it. But there are other heroes that also do the same thing. They're going to be Atropos, Hero Skill, and if you do Corrupted Beam, you can see it reduces the target by 40%. So if you have this hero, you can sub out Mars. So if you're attacking a golden or yellow monster, you want more purple because it counters purple. So if you have Atropos pretty well off, you can use her instead. And then the other one that also reduces rage is going to be Mantis. So you can see under high power laser that it depletes 24% of target and adjacent. So you can also use Mantis in lieu of the other two. Now these 3 are the ones that are 5-star choices. There's also another hero that's a 4-star. If you don't have these other ones and you need someone to reduce rage, I already passed them. Dr. J. Dr. J also reduces rage by 8% and momentum. So those 4 heroes, I would suggest one of those, whichever one you can get the strongest and the best. You want to use that hero to reduce the rage, because when it reduces rage, you want it to do as much damage as possible at the same time. And then also depending on the color. So 2 of them are purple, Mantis is golden or yellow, and then Mars is green. So maybe depending on what color monster, you want to select one of those heroes based on the counter. So that takes care of what reduces rage. And like I said, Angelo, Hanyu, and Dara kind of all do the same thing with the tiles. While they're doing that as well, the tiles that are being blown up do not add any rage to the monster, so that's another plus. Now, there's 2 heroes that can survive an attack. So you have the first one, Eve. Hero skill. If I go down, you can see that she will has a chance to be revived upon death on substitute, the last skill. So that first strike, she'll be wiped out, and then she'll be revived after that. So this will prolong your battle extra 2 rounds or extra 1 round. So that way you can do additional damage. I don't really use her. Now that I have Leah, she survives 4 rounds. So if I go to her, she gets a defensive shield, and it reduces all damage to 1, so she can last 4 rounds additionally. And I use her because I don't have the other heroes, and I seem to do better with her. Now, these are suggestions. It's going to work a little bit different for everyone, and you kind of have to have good luck when it comes to what colored tiles are falling. But I like to save her so that way I can get at least 4 additional rounds. If you don't have any of the heroes that reduces rage, or you use it for assisting and you can no longer use them anymore because you can use it only once, I do combo Leia and Lady M for additional 8 rounds. And hopefully I can show you that in my example that I'm going to do. So Lady M, you need someone to stop the rage, and she's right now the only one. And then once again, Samuel for the restoring one of your allies, so hopefully you get the good ones. Even if it doesn't restore Lady M, maybe it restores Ephraim or someone that's really strong so you can do a lot of damage. Another choice that some people use is Myers. Now Myers will increase attack by 8%, but he also reduces hit rate by 35%. Now to negate that or debuff that, you want to pair with Fox, and she dispels all allies debuffs under Nano Boost. Or Mantis, he also dispels all allies debuffs by Precision Skill. Now, since he's supposed to be targeting 3 zombies, there's only 1 for Alliance Trial. Sometimes he will miss his attack, but Fox will clearly wipe it out and not miss an attack. So you want to use one of these 2 after you activate Myers' skill, so that way it takes away that miss hit rate and you can do more damage afterwards. Now Yurik is another one. It kind of works the same, but not as much. So he's going to reduce the foe's defense by 44%. So that means your hits are going to just be harder. So those are the different heroes you can kind of use based on what you have. The last 2 are just how to increase your damage. But the main ones I use, depending on which account I am, are going to be Leia, Mars, Lady M. But I was using Lady M for my assisting heroes, so that's why I didn't have her selected. Sometimes I have better luck by having 1 hero of each color versus having multiple heroes that counter, because it really depends on how your tiles fall, and it seems like every time I try to do multiple heroes that counter better, I get less of those tiles. Some people say you want to use all the other colors to fill up the board with that color you really want, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of luck of the draw. If you get a good hand, you can do really well, and if not, I want to maximize each round. So if I have 3 purples, that means I'm losing 2 other colors, and those 2 colors could be what's filling up the board, and every time I'm using those colors, I'm missing points on damage. So let me go ahead and go 1 round, kind of explain what I'm doing. Let me see. So right now I'm just checking to make sure there's no one else that is higher. Mars is +6, same as mine. So the only one that's really higher than what I currently have is Lady M, so that's what I have selected. This round I will do 1 of each. So I have Mars to reduce the rage, I have Lady M to stop the rage from building, and then I have Leia to go extra rounds. And then the other 2 are purely for damage on my challenge. And let's see if I get a good hand. So the first 3 things I'm kind of focused on is getting yellow, green, and red tiles, so I can go ahead and build up those heroes. I'm just really looking at seeing what moves I can make that end up cascading. I really want to focus on yellow and green, but I'm not having many choices on that. So now I got Leia filled up, and Lady M is close and does double the damage, and there's a cascading effect there. So now I have Ephraim, Leia, and Lady M fully raged, but I want to save Leia and Lady M, so I'm just going to hit Ephraim. Now I need to focus on green for Mars. I'm hoping that with the dynamite it will bring more green in the board so I can hopefully set him off. I'll go ahead and blow up that dynamite. And there goes the green cascaded, so that did some, but I need more, so I'm going to do the blue. And I'm not, oh, there it goes. All right, cool. So now I have Mars Rage build up, so I can save him. And what I'm doing is saving it when you can see that red gray bar underneath the monster. When that gray turns to blue, that's when he's about to strike. You can also tap and hold on the monster, and the screen will pop up, and it shows that I have 2 rounds left for silent to be turned off. That means I have 2 more rounds where he's not going to strike me. Now you can also click and hold on your heroes if you want to see whatever stat effects that they have. So right now, Ephraim is doing 30% extra critical rate. So you can kind of see that way what moves you need to do. So right now, I want to save the yellow tiles because I want to keep as many as possible. So after I use Lady M, I can refill her rage bar. That would be the color I would focus on next, since it counters the monster, but now I'm just going to focus on what would do the most damage, and reds I don't care about because I just really need Leia once. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and activate some red tiles. I'm going to go ahead and do Marlowe. If I do this other red, it's going to cascade yellow. I'm going to save the yellow. I believe I have 1 more round. Yep. So I'm going ahead and sacrifice these more reds. Hopefully it doesn't cascade, and there it went. Alright, so now, one of the other tips where I said you can get 8 additional rounds. If you didn't have Mars or anyone to reduce rage, I'll go ahead and show you now. I'm going to use Lady M first. That's going to freeze. And then I'm going to use Leia, which realistically I would be saving her until I can't reduce his rage and I can't freeze him anymore. But I just wanted to show you in this example. Hopefully I can show you, but I have a good feeling that since I can cascade by moving the yellow and then the red will fall, I can show you that if you use Lady M first, Leia's rage will rebuild. Now, if you don't have that combo, typically Leia will not rebuild her rage until the defensive status is gone. At that point, one hit and she's gone and she's dead. So I'm going to go ahead and use Mars to reduce the rage, and you can see it's down, it's depleted, and he's going to be stuck like that for 4 rounds. So that means I have 4 additional rounds to attack this monster. I'm going to do the yellow and cascade the red tiles, and if you look at Leia, her rage bar went back to half, and she's really full. So with this method, if you don't have the option to use any heroes that reduces the rage, that combo will give you at least 8 extra rounds. And it comes in handy. There's another similar event where you have 3 monsters. I can't think of the name right now, but I use that when you have the option of using every color, and I'm able to get additional hits with that combo. So now I need to focus on yellow. to rebuild Lady M's rage, and I'm pretty sure after this next tile hit it will be full. There it goes. So now I can just do whatever else. I want to clear as many tiles as possible so that way I can refill the board with yellow. Right now, like I said, I just want to clear as many color tiles as possible because I don't have that many yellow on the board right now. So I want to get as many yellow as possible so that way I can reactivate Lady M once I use her rage for the next round. If I click on the monster, I have one more round where he can't gain rage. So after this next round, he'll be able to hit me. And if you look at the second icon under the zombie monster, it's a blue like smack icon with a red X. That's the icon that I'm watching. That tells me that it can't gain rage from any hits. I think I'm gonna do the green dynamite with the red bomb. Hopefully I get more yellow on the board. As you can see, that icon is now gone. If I click and hold, it doesn't show that it can't gain rage anymore. So I need to reactivate Lady M. I can go ahead and use Marlowe. If I move the red, it will cascade into a dynamite with the yellow being activated. So I'm gonna go do it. Oh, yellow dynamite. So now I'm just trying to do as much damage as possible while keeping as many yellows on the board. With that dynamite though, right before his last turn, I got 2 rounds left. I mean, I could do it now, go ahead and rebuild her, so that way I don't mess up and forget. You want to make sure you have time to pay attention. Yesterday I didn't, so I had to rush it, and I think my scores were all under a mil. Usually I can average around 1.5 to 2 mil each round, and when I have a really good round, I've done 5 to 8 mil with this setup. Now, of course, depending on what heroes, how strong they are, you could do better or worse, and how the tiles fall. Go ahead and use Mars. Now, if I have... Alright, sorry about that. So my computer stopped recording, so now I had to switch to the phone. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue with this. If I was using Samuel instead of Mars, I would be saving Samuel until Lady M's rage has been depleted. So that way, hopefully, it refills Lady M. But since I don't, I can just use the other 3 heroes whenever they are filled. And then Lady M is the only one I'm saving right now for each round. And then, of course, Leia I'm saving till the very end when I can no longer extend the battle. I'll go ahead and make the blue dynamite. And there's no more silence, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the Lady M. I'm just looking at which color is gonna be a better choice. It looks like there's some more blue tiles. I'm just trying to see which one has a better chance of cascading to more additional combos. But the blue has more tiles, so hopefully I get more. Go ahead and use Ephraim. Now that that's done, I can use the purple tile and hopefully get a cascading combo. And now I'm going to focus on yellow tiles to rebuild Lady M. Let's see, I got one more round and I'm close, so hopefully this bomb sets it off. Nope. So I can no longer, I had another choice of doing the red, but it didn't feel like it would connect the yellows. So I went with the bomb. Now I'm short, so now I can use Leia. And chances are all my heroes will not survive. Let me see. It actually has hit -40 and attack -34. So his hit won't be as strong. There could be a chance that they survive. And since yellow counters purple, I'm gonna go ahead and do the yellow. Try to do the most damage as possible, so that way if they survive, I can at least hack and look, they're all wipes. So now I only have 3 more rounds. Yep, 3 more rounds. And as you can see right here, since I didn't activate Lady M before, I can't gain rage for 3 rounds. So now I'm just going to try to do as much damage as possible, especially with the yellow. So I'm just seeing what can cascade into combos until my turn's over. So 2.5 mil, not too bad. Not my best run, but not my worst. And hopefully with these suggestions, it helps you uh, do more damage in your land trials. Because of course, the higher damage, the more rewards you can claim. There are 2 categories: your personal ones, which I already claimed all of them, and then you have your alliance ones. And depending on what week, you may want to hold off on claiming all your rewards. I messed up. I already claimed them all. I believe tomorrow on this week, it's I believe it's Get Week, what most people call it. Yeah. So this week, I believe Wednesday is the day you want to claim all your rewards, and then on Ace Week, you want to claim them all on Monday, because the rewards have nano weapon pieces, and that'll give you more points on Monday. And then on Wednesday, let me double check right now. So on Wednesday, it is get gear material. And as you can see, there's some gear in here. So if I would have saved it for tomorrow, I would have got extra points on claiming those. So there it is. Hopefully this helps you out. And I will probably record another run on a different account to show you a different option. Later.